All right, it's time to talk about the Nature Creative for the upcoming 23-24 learning year. And this past year, we took for our nature mentor, Henry David Thoreau, and we focused on the overarching theme of connecting ourselves and our hearts to the place where we are. We talked about place attachment and how deeply important that is for our lives to flourish. And I think part of that too is a realization that every place and its different types of nature, different kinds of habitats is unique. And just like each human is unique and worthy of knowing, so every place and habitat and biome is worthy of study and full of amazing and wonderful things. So that was last year's theme. And now for this year coming up, I want to go with the theme of nature as gift. And what I'm thinking here is that nature is something that we are given. It's not something that we can buy, although we might buy a piece of it. And it's not something that we can earn, although we might work hard to sort of help it flourish more. For instance, in our gardens. Nature is something that is just here for us to enjoy. It's just given to one and all alike. And so I want to focus on that this year. And I want to take for our mentor, Liberty Hyde Bailey, known as the father of modern horticulture, because one of the key tenets of Bailey's work and writing was that nature is a gift to mankind. And really, what does that mean, our response to that gift? So I'm excited for that, excited to see what we'll learn about Liberty Hyde Bailey, how he influenced other writers that we're more familiar with, and how he's going to influence us. And I finally decided on our schedule for this next year. I want to walk through it with you a little bit. We're going to do berries and seeds in September. If we were in Britain, this would be called the hedgerow month. And that is what we would focus on. I don't have hedgerows near me, but I do think we're going to find a lot of berries and seeds in the month of September. October is going to be all things scary. And I can't wait to hear what things scare you in nature, because it's going to be different for every one of us. But I'm pretty sure we can probably find some overlapping ideas of things that are scary. I'm guessing spiders and snakes are going to make the list, but you never know what else. In November, I want to share about C.S. Lewis and nature. And just a little hint, so much of C.S. Lewis's relationship with nature began with something that has to do with fall. So it's all going to tie together, the season of autumn and fall, and C.S. Lewis and nature, and even some other things we've studied. I can't give it all away now. But I'm planning to travel to Oxford in October, and I want to get us some firsthand knowledge and footage that we can enjoy together in November. December, we're going to go with myth and meaning, and as we usually do, it'll be holiday kind of focused. Of course, we're going to be focused on nature, but I want to explore some of the myths and legends behind some of our favorite nature decorations, things that we see often during this time of year. We're going to move our bird study to January and focus on woodpeckers. I think that'll be a lot of fun and kind of perk up our senses in the middle of winter, give us something hopefully that we can see. February will be the perfect month to study the moon because it's got 28 days, just like the phases of the moon. And I think it'll just be well timed for a winter study. March, we're going to do vernal pools because we can talk about salamanders and spring peepers and frogs and all kinds of things like that, as well as the habitat of the vernal pool, what makes it so special. April, we're going to look at spring bulbs. We could do wild as well as cultivated. And then May, we're going to turn our minds to blooming trees. I haven't decided yet, but probably both just regular deciduous type trees as well as the ornamental flowering trees. In June, we're going to look at ferns, slugs, and snails. And July, we'll do a little bit of a garden theme again by looking at herbs. I can't wait for that. There's going to be so much we can learn about probably so many herbs many of us have never even heard of. Looking forward to that. And then in August, we're going to talk about Fibonacci sequences in nature. If you haven't heard of Fibonacci sequence, well, it is going to be so fun. It is a pattern of numbers that's seen over and over and over again. Sometimes it's called the golden mean, I think. I gotta not speak too soon. It's a sequence of numbers that's repeated over and over, and we see it in swirls, we see it in sunflower heads, how they're put together, we see it in pine cones. It's a way that nature has of fitting as many seeds or whatever in as many seeds as possible in the smallest place. We'll talk about it a lot next August. So those are our topics for the year and our theme, the theme of nature as gift. And our 12 topics will continue with our same schedule that we've been going by these last few months. One thing I'm going to do differently this year, I'm not going to pre-sell an entire year of the Nature Creative, just because I need to have flexibility because of my day job to make changes if necessary. So I'm only going to do the month-by-month membership. And for those of you that have always bought the year in advance and the month-by-month is going to be a problem for you, just send me an email and we'll see what we can work out. But if you purchase the year, once your year runs out, and you should know that because Kajabi will tell you, you can just go ahead to the link to purchase the monthly subscription, and it'll take you right back into Kajabi with all of your other things you might have in Kajabi. Should work fine. I think that's it. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks for your input, those of you that helped me on deciding our topics. And I'm really looking forward to the year ahead. It's like starting school all over again. And can't wait to see what gifts we find in nature.